What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Shift on YouTube. It's Francisco Rojas. So, we've just had, we've had a lot of, some of the awards given out. We had the Rollins Gold Glove during the World Series this year. But NL and AL Rookie of the Year's awards given out. Julio Rodriguez, deservingly so, wins Rookie of the Year, American League Rookie of the Year. That kid's going to be insane for the next 10, 15 years. Can't wait to see what he has in store for the rest of his career. But in the National League, you knew it was going to be between Michael Harris and Spencer Strider, both teammates on the Atlanta Braves. Two incredible talents as well. Look, I'm a Phillies fan, so I'm sort of not excited to see what they're doing for the next 10 to 15 years, but also I am as a baseball fan. The baseball fan in me says, wow, they're amazing. Going to be amazing. But anyway, Michael Harris, we knew one of them was going to win the Rookie of the Year award. Michael Harris wins it pretty convincingly. He got 22 first place votes, right? And I believe that Spencer Strider got the other 8. And not surprising. Look, Harris is an everyday player. But the thing I take away from this, man, and maybe this is me as a Phillies fan, but even just being a baseball fan in general, the Braves are going to run the NL East for years to come. They are going to just continue to run the NL East for years to come. Kind of reminds me of like the 95 to 2005 Braves, the NL East at least. Maybe you can include when they were in the NL West, I think, before they were in the NL East. I could be wrong on that, but the Braves are just going to continue to run through the National League East and put themselves at the top of the division every single year. Maybe the New York Mets are going to be tough and the Phillies just went to the World Series, but this just reminds me, man, like their young talent they bring up every year is just going to continue to run the National League East. But before I get into why and just going through, the crop of young talent they've had throughout the past 6-7 years and for years to come right now. Before I get to that, go make sure you check out some of my recent videos. Did an interview with Matt Musico, New York Elite Sports NY writer. We talked about what the Mets are going to do with possibly bringing back Jacob deGrom, Chris Bassett, Brandon Nimmo, as well as some of the bigger names around the league. For Hot Stove Talk, like the Trey Turners of the world and the Verlanders and the Dansby Swansons and some of the other big shortstops, on the Hot Stove market. But go make sure you check out those videos as well. I'll have the link to those in the description box. So go make sure you check out those videos as well as I did a video on the Houston Astros and whether or not they are a dynasty. A lot of people saying they're a dynasty. I don't think so. I don't think they're a dynasty, but you can hear my explanation why. That will also be, in the description box. That link will be in the description box to that video as well. So, man, like I said, Michael Harris deservingly, look, 114 games. What was the numbers he was putting up? 19 homers, 297 average, 339 on base, 514 slugging, 135 OPS plus, including a 5.3 B-WAR. And correct me if I'm wrong, did he win a Gold Glove? I think he won a Gold Glove. Look, 8 defensive runs saved. Looking at his numbers right now, I think he won a Gold Glove. Could be wrong on that as well. But him, he wins the NL Rookie of the Year. If it wasn't going to be him, it was going to be Spencer Strider. He put up insane numbers this year. 11-5 with a 2.67 ERA in 31 games, included 20 starts. And this is quote excerpting from The Athletic. The first major league pitcher to have at least 200 strikeouts, 202 to be exact, while allowing fewer than 100 hits. That was 86 hits. And that's insane. He's 24 years old. It's scary. Again, as a Phillies fan, I'm scared. I'm very scared for what Strider and Michael Harris are going to do for the next however many years. And again, like I said, man, they're just going to continue to run this division, I think. Look at the way, they came back, won the division. We can start in 18, man. You bring Ronald Acuna Jr. up, and we knew how good he was going to be. That's the first year they won the division. I don't think they made it out of the NLDS that year. It may have been the CS at most. But then we just fast forward to like to 20 when they were into 2020 shortened season where they were, I think, a game away from the World Series, and they got to Game 7 that year, Game 6 at the earliest, and then 21 they did it without Acuna. They won the World Series without Acuna, won the division, won the World Series without Ronald Acuna Jr. because they have, of course, we can talk about the front office and the acquisitions they make, and that's a big part of it. But I really think like it's like them, the Astros, the Dodgers. And when I look at the Braves, you know, those three teams, they're just setting the standard for you know, how to grow through the farm system, you know, growing that young core. When you look at the Braves, it's like Albies, Swanson might be leaving. We'll see what happens there. Like a Max Fried on the mound, Ian Anderson. I know he didn't have a great year, but I still think he's going to have a good career, and maybe he wasn't the pitcher that we saw this year. Austin Riley is insane. Austin Riley, I mentioned Acuna. William Contreras, I mean, he made the All-Star team this year. You know, Vaughn Grissom, he's not even somebody, we'll see. I'm, you know, again, as a Phillies fan, not super excited at the same time, but he's going to be an incredible talent. He already is. Like they just AJ Minter, like they have, and that's all. Look, I'm talking about the lineup, the starting pitching, the relief pitching. It's like it's not just one facet. It's like it's all these parts that you need to win. The Braves always have with these young core of players. It's just and they know how to lock them up at the right time. They know how to. I mean, they gave Acuna an eight-year, $100 million contract in 2019. They who else did? And they gave Harris an extension earlier this year. Same with Strider. Like the Braves front office knows how to do it. Obviously, they're creating a great culture there with Brian Snitker being the manager there, and I think it's Anthopoulos, their GM. It's Anthopoulos, or it's either him or is he the Dodgers? I always get the Dodgers and Atlanta GMs mixed up, but like these guys are gonna. I mean, they just know how to do it there, and they're setting that precedent. Like, of course, their front office knows what they're doing at the deadline. I mean, you know, getting the players they've gotten to pass at the deadlines, and you know, even in off seasons, like they know what they're doing. I mean, they got Josh Donaldson. They got one of the better Josh Donaldsons we've seen since he left Toronto. You know, they Charlie Morton. I mean, like they just always, you know, they seem like they know what they're doing. But for me, it really just it comes back to the farm system. It just really does when you're looking at a lot of these players. I'm trying to see if there's any players I missed. Like obviously Freddie Freeman not there anymore, but he's somebody that came up, you know, a little earlier last decade. But I'm looking at somebody like Dansby Swanson, Max Fried, AJ Minter, Ozzie Albies. I know I mentioned some of these guys' names already, but I want to make sure I don't miss any of these guys. Acuna, Kyle Wright just won 21 games this year. I'm not big on you know, pitcher wins, but like Kyle Wright regardless had a great season. Mike Soroka, who was shut down for the 2022 season with elbow soreness. We haven't seen him in a couple of years, but I mean, he was a good talent and he put up some good years early on. Tyler Matzek, who came back, was struggling with the yips with the Rockies, and I mean, who else? You know, I mentioned Michael Harris, Vaughn Grissom, Spencer Strider. I mean, is there anybody else I'm missing? I said Austin Riley, Ian Anderson, William Contreras. Like I mentioned a lot of these guys, but like it's a lot of names right there. It's a lot of names. And you know, again, the free agents are able to pick up and things of that nature. But like the Braves just know what they're doing. The Braves always know what they're doing front office wise, and it really just comes back to the farm. Like, and they traded away Christian Pache. Remember him? He was supposed to be like the next Andrew Jones. But they traded him away. They don't need him because you know why? They have Michael Harris and they've got Acuna. And they've just got all these, they've got all this young crop of talent where it's like, man, we're just churning them out. I mean, like they're almost like the Astros of the National League. I mean, you could put the Dodgers there too, but like, I mean, the Braves actually, well, the Dodgers won a World Series in 2020. So, I mean, but I guess the Braves and the Dodgers are really more like the Astros of the National League. That's just kind of how I see it. So, and they've won, 5 straight NL East titles? I'm just getting that feeling of they're going to be the Braves of the 90s and the early to mid 2000s. Like, that's the way I'm feeling, and it all comes back to the young crop of talent. That's how I'm seeing it. That's how I'm seeing it. It just comes back to the young crop of talent. Strider, Michael Harris, they're just another example of this, of what we're seeing by them finishing 1 and 2. I mean, even if Strider won the NL Rookie of the Year and Michael Harris finished second, I mean, it wouldn't matter. It's just seeing that, it's like, man, I mean, what are we going to have to deal with for years to come? As a Phillies fan, again, as baseball fans, what are we dealing with for years to come, man? Look, if you're a Braves fan, you're excited. I get it. As a Phillies fan, I'm not. But I just think it's really interesting. They're just setting that precedent as an organization, the Atlanta Braves. They're just setting that precedent, just like the Astros are in the American League and just how the Dodgers are over there in the NL West. So it's really interesting. Let me know what you think. Are the Braves going to run the NL East for years to come like they did in the in the 90s, in the 2000s, mid 2000s? Is that how you see it? Are you seeing the Braves as they're that type of National League East dynasty? I mentioned them in the Houston Astros video. Go watch that. Link in the description, of course. Let me know what you think of that, man. I just find it really interesting. Let me know what you think. Are they going to be the next Chipper Jones, the Andrew Jones, the Maddox, the Smoltz, the Glavins? Is this going to be the same type of run? Let me know what you think, man. I just think they're just going to continue to run the National League East, and it starts with the farm up through this young crop of talent. Let me know. Get at me on Twitter at Rojas_media_. Let me know there, and I'll see you guys next video.